Hi everyone. I have a box to open. I've had him for a couple of days now. He got shipped to me from Australia, and it's a big boy. It's a big resin boy doll. It was a doll that I've been watching for a while. The seller had it listed up for a while, and the seller was potentially offering trades, and then they eventually reduced the price on the doll to a price that I could afford without a trade. So, gonna open them up. I have this little one back here because she's going to greet this doll. The only thing is, oh, here's the customs form, getting all shredded. The only thing is that I don't know if I have any clothes for him at all. I really don't. I have one other big boy, and then I have another big boy that I never bought clothes for. So the one big boy has clothes that he came with, and that's like it. So I kind of, with this, I'll end up having two big resin boys that are naked. So I really need to invest. Oh my gosh, you guys, I totally cut the doll box inside the box. Oopsie. Yep, there's a nice slice going right across it. I didn't realize that it was right there. I kind of was trying to cut through the duct tape that was on the box, and I cut the box. No, I'm so disappointed. I don't do that very much. You can see right there, big cut. Oi. Okay. That's my fault, I guess. All right, look at down there at the bottom. It says dollsoom.com. So this is a Soom boy, and I'm not sure what the best way is to flip this out of here, but I'm just gonna flip it. Hopefully it won't damage him. He's a big boy. He can manage it, right? This must have been the box that he originally came in, the shipping box, because it fits this box perfectly. Oi. So Soom, I don't think that I have a doll from them, but I'm not 100%. One of my big resin dolls could be a Soom doll. I don't really remember because I don't get them out as often. Oh, you guys, there is clothes with him. I'm so happy. The only thing is, I think I knew that there was clothes with him, but I was thinking that it wouldn't be the clothes I'd want to keep him in. At any rate, let's look what's in here. Got this nice little passport looking thing with a logo, dollsoom.com. It has certificate of authenticity. It's, okay, so it's the Gem Chester. And it has a card with a, with like a QR code and a certificate number, and it says Soom Korea Co.Ltd. or Korea Co. Ltd, like limited or whatever. No, it doesn't stand for limited. I don't know what that stands for. It says we certify this is a genuine doll made by Soom. There's actually two of them, so I think, oh yeah, there's one for the head. This is really nice. Look at this. It has all the information on the back. So there's one for the head, one for the body.
I'm gonna make a video.
I'm making a video. Cute, that's my son. This is new. I have not seen this. Do you need to go potty?
Oh, no potty.
Okay, buddy. Just let me know if you need any help. Sorry, you guys. This is actually kind of amazing. Soom must put some type of chip scanner thing inside their dolls that you can actually verify online that it is a legit Soom doll. Look at this. In the head cap, and in the chest. That's amazing. I have not seen that in any doll. I know that big resin dolls, they're pricey, and I can get why you'd want to maybe chip an item like that and make it legit, and you know, wow, that's impressive. All right, so there is an owner's guide. It has their website on dollsoom.com, and it does have various languages in here. I did see English in here. I saw, oh yeah, there's a whole page about customer support in English. There's QR codes that take you directly to their website. Maintenance tips. Oh yeah, there's a whole section in here that is in English and actually gives measurements for each body type that they have. I know maybe not everybody that watches my video has English as their primary language, but I'm glad that it's here in English for me. There is also probably Korean and at least Japanese, I would say, in here. So there's multiple languages. That's really awesome of Soom to do that. And those chips, that's amazing to me. If I had a way, I'm recording with my phone. If I had a way to take the phone and read the chip while I was recording the video, I would show you guys. Maybe I'll do it as a separate video and use my husband's phone to do it or something. All right, so setting aside the certificate and the box that I kind of shredded, here is a little box that says Soom on it. Nice little shiny logo imprint there. And on the side it says Tea Time Blue 14mm. Clearly must be eyes. Let's see if there's eyes in here. Y'all know how much I love eyes. Let's see. Oh, there is a ton of magnets. Like a ton. Look at that. I know he has animal parts. No eyes in the box, but I think if he came with eyes, they're probably already into his head. There are animal parts, but I thought they were all strung together, so I'm not sure what the magnets are for other than maybe like ears and tail. I'm not sure. Let's keep going. There is, it looks like a couple of wigs. They're fur though, which is not really my, I mean, maybe it would look okay because this is supposed to be a Cheshire cat, which if you haven't figured out by now, that's my Alice Madness Returns smart doll. And you can see her little white rabbit friend just there. My thought process for this character that I'm opening is to be like a familiar for her, like, because she travels with a Cheshire cat throughout her games, but at the same time, Sumika, my gray vampire, might make him her manservant. I don't know. She's a vampire. She gets what she wants. Sorry, Alice. Maybe you two can duke it out. I don't know, but here is a gray kind of fur wig, and then here is a black kind of fur wig. So they're the same thing. The black one is definitely fluffier and fuller. On the inside, it's literally just the color of the fabric. So black on that one, gray on that one. The great thing about resin dolls, of course, is that you don't really have to worry about staining as much because the resin just doesn't soak up the dyes like vinyl dolls do. So it's okay to have, you know, fabrics and stuff against their skin that are dark colored, and you don't have to really worry about it. There is another wig here. I don't know. I think the seller probably threw in some extra things. Obviously, this doll does not need multiple wigs. But this is kind of pretty. I like it. It's kind of a pale purplish pink with gray colors mixed in. And it's a little bit styled where it has like these little wisps going out, and you can see the gray streaks. So that's a little different. So I have been watching this doll for a long time. I have been. I messaged the seller a couple of times over probably the last 6 months or so, maybe longer, that she had it listed up, because at one point she was interested in a smart doll trade, but I didn't have the smart doll that she was looking for. So I had Messenger then, and then finally at one point I saw she had lowered the price again, and I was feeling pretty sad for myself. I don't even know why I was sad. I didn't get a promotion at work, and I had crappy calls at work that I had to manage, and I needed a doll pick-me-up. So when I saw him again at a lowered price, that's when I went for him. And all along I had already been thinking about how he would be so great as a Cheshire Cat for Alice or a manservant for my Gray Transcendence. But continuing on. There's some white leggings. So he does have human feet, but he has cat feet also, which are not currently on his body, so I would have to restring him to do all that, and which that makes me a little nervous. But I'm going to another doll show here, and there's actually somebody that's going to be helping with restringing, and I might take him with there. I don't know. Because my last doll that I tried to restring, actually the last like 3 dolls, I was able to get the parts apart, and I understand the process to restring them. I just can't do it. I don't have the strength. I don't understand the stringing process. I don't know what the problem is. But I have 2 perfectly good dolls in pieces for a long time now because I can't restring them. Anyway, so there's some white pants there, probably as protective pants anyway, just because there's some nice leathery pants here. Look at how long those things are. It's probably like, it's gonna be, if you've never seen a 70 centimeter doll next to a smart doll, there is quite a large height difference. So there are some resin parts sitting here nice and all bundled up. I can't tell what these are because they're individually wrapped inside the bubble wrapping, but just look at the color of the resin. It's kind of like a very light purple, almost to grayish look, which is what I was excited about because I was looking, I really want a gray smart doll boy, but I don't know if that's going to happen. And then, you know, everything I said about this boy and watching him and everything, it is more on the purple side than the gray side, but it's such a light purple that I think in the right coloring or the lighting or whatever, it can look gray. But I just wanted to show you, it's pretty well wrapped up. The seller did a very good job of that, but you can see it's kind of a animal leg there with like the backwards, well not backwards, but the animal ankle, and then there's like fur ridges there on the bottom. That's where his feet would go. And there's the other one. Now the interesting thing to me is that there is a torso here. So I don't know if that means with the animal legs, you also have to have a separate torso. So it's like a whole thing that you replace basically the bottom, which would be somewhat similar to the doll that I was talking about that I had unstrung and tried to restrung. It was a Fairyline Feeple 60. I get the appeal of Fairyline, but I took her apart and I have never been able to get her back together. It just makes me so sad, but it's very similar. Like she has rabbit legs, and I want to say that her abdomen also comes, or at least a lower part of the body comes off with the legs, but this is like a whole abdomen, so I'm curious about that. So let's take him out and see what he looks like. He's in this nice cushion in here, if you guys can see that. Oh, it's like a whole sleeping bag because it is zipped up. There's a zipper there. Let's see if I can find the starting point. Here it is. Here it is. Oh my gosh, he's so handsome, you guys.
So handsome.
So handsome. So he has more parts wrapped up in here. I don't know. I will have to figure this out here. He does have a face up, which is great. The inside, I'm just going to show you what the inside looks like because he is very well like contained in here. You can see there's like Velcro across the neck joint, the chest, the arms have like sewn on pockets here, and then even the legs, they're like Velcroed up. So he's like very safe and secure. Seller, thank you so much. He arrived perfectly safe. All right, so let's see if I can unwrap him here.
What am I doing?
All right, so there is a pillow, and even the pillow between his legs is like sewn, so it's not going anywhere. Oh my gosh, you know what? I bet one of those packages no, I was gonna say, I bet one of those packages is like a package of packages, if you get what I'm saying. Like, you know, boy parts. And I'm wondering, because he's all together as a full doll here, but I'm just looking. There, you know, there's the abdomen is here, and this is not like a magnetic boy part here, but I'm curious if that other abdomen has something. You know what? I think the other abdomen must have bigger leg sockets for the larger legs, for the animal legs. So let me just get him out of here to show you guys what he actually looks like. Sit him up like he is coming alive out of this fabulous, nicely structured bag. Oh my gosh, he's got this really nice face up. And I would almost say, even though he's supposed to be like a Cheshire cat, he doesn't have any stripes or anything. There's no blushing on his body, and I don't think that there's gonna be blushing on his animal parts either. Oh my gosh, this is so impressive. Look at that, sewn like arm pillows. Okay, so this is curious. His hands are not on here, so one of those packages must have hands. And he does have like beast hands and human hands, but they must be connected magnetically. Oh, look at this big boy. All right, let me get this packaging out of the way so that we can see what's going on here. Here he is, you guys. So you can see he's quite large. I mean, he's going to be 70 centimeters. He's got nice muscle sculpting. He's got flat feet on here. Like I said, I don't know if I have a Soom or not, but they definitely are very similar, as most resin dolls are, to having certain positions that their body parts can kind of move to. Some of them actually have like notching in the resin to help hold the pose that you're putting them in. But he's got double jointing at his elbows, also double jointing at the knees so that you can completely bend the leg up there, which is always nice. The joints look smooth, everything looks really great. There's no chipping. The only blushing is on his face as far as this body is concerned. Like I said, I don't think the animal legs have blushing, but we'll check that in a minute. But are you guys ready to see his really fabulous face and body? I'll show you the body close up so you guys can take a look at that. So there's his face. Let me see if we can see those teal eyes that that box was saying. Oh yeah. I wonder if they're cat-like. You can see he's got kind of a snaggletooth there. That must be his Cheshire teeth. But I feel like it could also go vampire-y. The blushing is really nice on his face up. He's got a really nice face. I am curious. It's interesting to look at. I'm just going to flip him over here so you guys can see the back of his head. Look at that. It's almost like a hinge right there on his head cap. So let's just take a look. Oh, it just comes off. That's curious. It's just completely off there. I guess that's just the way they do theirs. Looks like there is magnets already puttied into the head, probably for the ears. Okay, so one sad thing, and I don't know that if it super affects it, but his head cap is broken per se. I look at the inside. You can see there's chipped resin on both sides there. I bet that helps it fit a little bit more snug, and I don't know if that was caused from shipping. I'm sure I could probably reglue it. Both pieces are there. If you guys can see that in my palm. That's the crappy thing about shipping big resin dolls. There's always that risk that something can get broken. I heard something rattling and I was like, uh-oh, what's that? But you know, that's interior, so it's not like it affects the outer look of his head, but his head cap is sitting here a little bit loosely on the back of his head. Well, I can kind of push that notch in and it seems okay now. It's not as like loose and sticking out, but it's disappointing that those notches are broken. I am almost certain that that occurred in shipping because the seller didn't mention that those were broken, and they seem like really, I mean, I don't know, this was really nicely wrapped. Everything else on him looks perfect, but I don't know what would have happened there. And he's kind of got like little notched ears. Let me just show you a close-up of his ear. He's got like little frayed edges, kind of like a cat whose ears have been crunched or something. I don't know. I do really love his face up. I would like to get a close-up of those eyes too to see how they look so teal-y, but we're just gonna sit him here for a minute. Hopefully he won't want to like flip back, but just in case he does, let's put some of his softer stuff right here. I put those wigs and those couple clothing articles. So where's my scissors? Let's take a look. First, we're going to take a look at his abdomen because I want to see what the difference is between it and what would apparently be the human abdomen. Well, for starters, right off the bat, it has a tail hole. So there's a tail hole. On the human one, there's nothing back there. There's the body. Goodness gracious. I feel like, is that the same? It could be. Is it more musculature? If it's different, I can barely tell. It really just looks like a second abdomen, but I'm guessing that this channeling and the size of these sockets here are going to be different than the one that is currently on him. So I'm guessing this has to be for the animal legs. I am just going to put it back inside this bubble wrap though, because I definitely don't want to mess it up. Wonder if I could have asked the seller to put the animal legs on, because I am not as I've already said, I have 2 dolls that I tried to do restringing with, and they literally fell apart and in pieces. Okay, so this is one of his big, beautiful hands, which I can't remember if the seller said there was like human hands and beast hands. Look at these hands, they're blushed. They have some pink going on. Look at those claws, oh my gosh. So they are very black on the outside and glossy. But underneath, looks like you got some blood dripping down. Oh my, he must have taken a scratch at somebody. All right, on the wrist, you can see there's a magnet in there. So let's just see how this goes. There's a magnet here. And there it is. Oops. Gosh, careful. It's definitely on, but like loosely. And I don't know. Let's see. His arm does not want to stay up. All right. I mean, it's there. I don't think his hand is going to fall off by any means, but that's definitely something that I'm not used to with ball jointed dolls. Usually the hands are hooked and strung in, but Magnetics, the Fairyland dolls do that. Look at his hand is almost as big as his face. Is that how it really is? I guess so. So they must have, when the original owner, which I think that was the buyer that I purchased from, they must have opted for blushing on the hands and the face up. So that's pretty good. I like that. All right, so that's one hand. Here's the other hand, it looks like. And these are some big, big hands. I'm a little, like, slightly put off by the blood under the claws, because I typically don't have dolls that are bloody. But, I mean, when you think about my Alex character, she's supposed to have blood on that apron. That is not supposed to be a pristine white apron. Alright, another magnet inside of the hand there. Put that one on. Does it go? Is it tight? Now here's something curious. On that joint there was like inner stripe. You see how this one is missing like something in between here? This one has it, but this one doesn't. I don't know what that means, because this is not there's a magnet here, but it looks like a very small magnet. This hand is not staying very well, which is unfortunate. And there's this piece missing, which I don't understand that either. I might have to write to the seller about that and be like, is there a missing piece? Because I don't understand this. And like the magnet in his hand, actually, I take it back. There is a spot for a magnet, but it's empty. That's why it's not connecting. So all those little magnets that we saw that were inside the eye box, I'm gonna have to re-glue a magnet in there. And it's concerning because it definitely looks like there's been glue put in there before. I don't know if my video will catch that. So I don't, how hard is it gonna be to make a magnet stay in there? So his hand won't stay on unless I glue in a magnet. Okay, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Oy. See, and this is why, even though I did really want this boy, and I think he's really great, and I think he's going to be a great character with my other dolls, I think I have accepted or realized that unless the resin dolls are smaller dolls, almost not even like people dolls, like animals or smaller things like that, I probably shouldn't really get resin dolls because they're big, they're heavy, and they're fragile. Even though they're big things, they can easily get broken, head cap chipped, or magnets falling out. And sometimes it's really difficult to fix it, let alone if you lose a part or completely break apart, where you have to either hope the doll maker can replace it or find something similar, or say, oh, his hand got chopped off in a fight. We're gonna get a magnet in there, don't worry. Here's his Cheshire tail. That's, you know, it's just a tail, and it's probably hollow, but it's still heavy. No magnet set in, so we'll have to glue that too. Gonna wrap it back up though. That's another thing. See, so when dolls come and they are a project that requires effort, I don't think of myself as a spoiled doll owner, although I do certainly spoil myself with doll stuff. I spoil the heck out of my dolls. I'm just not a crafty enough person to, like, I need a full set, or I need a doll that can have parts swapped in and out easily without having to glue, paint, or repair anything. That's just how it is for me. Alright, so let's see what's in here. I think that, you know, maybe someday I could do face-ups for myself. I don't think I'd ever be good enough to, like, sell to other people. But I have ideas and inspiration for face-ups that I love to commission artists for. So, like, I may not be able to create the idea into being, but I feel like I come up with really good ideas. So I am a creative person. I just can't create. Is that a thing? I don't know. Alright, so these feel like the big paw feet. And the funny thing is that my other big boy, oh my gosh, you guys ready for some toe beans? Look at that. Look at that thing. Now that is practically as big as his head. So that would be his cat feet That is big. Big, big, big. Look at that. It's like as big as the palm of my hand. So obviously we've got two of those, a right and a left. And I'm just gonna wrap them right back up because I don't want to mess them up until I can get them strung. Let's see what else is in here. There probably is, oh, there is some human hands right here. They do not have any blushing whatsoever. So do I want, see now here, this one, this is the right hand. Is it gonna go on and stay? Yeah, so there's his human hand. Basically, he doesn't have claws on that hand. I am really curious though about the center piece of this wrist because it does look like it's like missing a part when the other hand has a cover for the string and this one doesn't. That's so strange. So obviously he's got a human hand and then he's got Cheshire hands. The only difference is the claws, but the Cheshire hands, or the cat hands, however you want to refer to it, are blushed. Let's see what's in here. Maybe these are the ears. I hope. I would love to see some Cheshire ears because you know I love a good cat boy or girl. The ears and the tails, they're just so cute. Let's see what this is. Let's see what this is. It's wrapped in cotton. So yes, it does indeed feel like cat ears. They're cute. They have little tufts of fur. No magnets set. So there's the ears. No magnets. But they are clearly marked right and left, which is nice. I don't know. There's, I guess, what it would look like once the magnets are in there. I'm gonna wrap those babies back up too. Now I can glue. I'm not afraid to glue things. Although magnets can be a little nerve-wracking to glue because you better make sure you have it set the right and correct way. Otherwise you're really gonna regret it. So we've seen, there's just the only thing left to unwrap. Yeah, so there was the animal abdomen, the tail, the paws, the human feet, the ears, human feet, human hands. I'm just gonna put this one back though. Probably the other one too. I cannot remember if the seller had mentioned about, you know, obviously this body is like two bodies because it has both two different types of lower abdomen and legs. So obviously there's some work to change this doll around if you wanted to. But I'm a little distressed about the head cap being chipped and no magnet being in this other hand when in the selling pictures both hands were clearly on the joints. So, and then this piece missing here, I don't quite get that because I don't think I see it anywhere. It's not in any of these smaller packages, and so that concerns me because I don't like the look of string. You know, like this looks nice. You can see right there, there's that middle resin piece. This looks like there's something missing, which there is. So I don't know what I'm going to do about that. I'll have to write to the seller if I can't find it. But let's just take a look at these lower legs. So it's going to be like, it'll face like this. This would be the front and this is the back. And you can see there's fur there. And so it looks like, to me, I still don't quite understand why you would need a separate abdomen. Unless you wanted blushing on it, maybe it was a free thing, I don't know. Because if you're using the same upper leg part with the cat leg part, then you don't need a different size abdomen. Oh, it's the tail. That's the difference, remember? Because he's got no tail part on his human butt there. So the only difference between the two abdomens, I think, is literally the opening for the tail, which it's a big magnetic thing. It's not even strung. So I don't know, because you're going to be using these upper legs with the cat lower leg. and the cat feet. It's interesting. So I guess that's their design choice. So to do all that, it's definitely going to be, he's going to have to be taken completely apart, which, excuse me, makes me a little nervous. But I definitely do not see this spare little part for his hand, which I'm going to write to the seller about because it doesn't look right without it. It looks weird. I suppose I could take the other one off. Let's see. Because it literally does look like it just comes off. So there's this little ring. I don't, that looks weird, doesn't it? To not have a part of resin there? Or does that make it easier to joint, to flex the hand? Is there only supposed to be one? Because now that I think about it, when you think about other resin dolls, I guess you do see the string channels, but this looks so nice. Why wouldn't they just give you two so that you could cover that up if it's not going to affect anything? It goes in both wrists perfectly nicely. I don't get that. Is this some type of protective piece when you're restringing the doll? Or is it, should there be two pieces to cover up that channel so that you can look like you have a more solid joint there between the hands? I don't know, you guys. That's a little weird. Let's just try one of these wigs on him just to like see what he looks like. I don't like fur wigs, so I probably won't keep this for him, but we can still try it on him. Maybe it looks really cute with cat ears. I don't know. The cat ears on top. It's long, and so it tends to cover his face. Let's look at the other one, the shorter one, the gray one. I guess I really should go shopping for some 70 centimeter this one is a little bit better because I feel like it doesn't cover his face as much, but it also doesn't sit on his head as well. Like, it's like lifting up slowly but surely. I feel like it's just going to pop up his head. I suppose the magnets in the head when you put the cat ears on are going to make it stick and stay. I don't want to touch his face too much because I don't want to mess up that beautiful face up. Okay, so that's it. Let's just look at him. I'm going to take this other hand off because I don't know what to do with these. This is weird. Until I get the other hand fixed, it just seems weird to not have the one hand on there. And I definitely want to set the tail. I want to get him restrung. I want his cat legs on here. He's a cat boy. It's not a human cat. So this is going to be an adventure in restringing. Will I do it tonight or anytime soon? I don't know, because I have a doll show coming up this weekend. And even though it would be amazing to take him with there, I had already planned to take my other big 70 centimeter boy with me because the theme is fantasy and he is a dragon boy. I guess I can't have real human boys in these big 70 centimeters. All three of the big 70 centimeter dolls, boys that I have, all are part animal. The other one is a dragon. This one's a cat. And then the last one is a fox wolf kind of character. He has a big bushy fox tail or a wolf tail and ears as well. Do I have a theme with my boys? Do they all have to have ears and tails to be adorable? I don't know. Maybe the big resin bodies are just scary and overwhelming, and it makes it easier to look at them when they have cute cat ears and tails. I don't think the dragon boy has ears on the top. Pretty sure he has a tail. I don't know. I haven't messed with him in so long. I don't know. Anyway, let's stand him up next to Alice over there and see the height difference. I don't know how I'm going to do this exactly so you guys can see. So I have my chair right here, so obviously he's pretty tall. Let's just set him up here. Oh my gosh, you better not fall, big boy. Okay, let me just stance his legs so he doesn't want to go anywhere. And just by the way, I know I didn't really talk about this. Sorry, I'm like standing here all awkward. The seaming on the resin on Zoom is really good. There is seams, but they are really fine. All right, come here, Alice. Here's a little white rabbit. We'll just put him down here. You can't even see him. Look at, he's that big compared to this guy. And here's Alice. Now, she does have boots on, so she's taller than she typically would be. Actually, the height difference is not that bad. He's a little bit taller, which is practically perfect. Let me just show you guys up close. Sorry. So, there they are. The height difference is not too bad. So the Smart Dolls were originally what, 62? So he might only be 65, not 70. Because my 70 centimeter boy, that's a Dragon Boy, is definitely noticeably bigger. So there's the Cheshire Cat with my Alice Smart Doll. I'm super excited for that. So, I'm not going to do a big, long, drawn-out goodbye because I'm already, like, off screen. But I hope you really liked this. Please let me know, does anybody else out there have Zoom Cheshire and know the circumstances behind this spare, or this little C cusp on the wrist? Is that supposed to be there for both hands or no? Do you have Zoom? Do you have Cheshire? Please let me know what you think. And there is one last shot of my beautiful dolls. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Have a good night, evening, day, whatever. Love you, bye.